Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing my number one skincare product in every skincare category, as well as a recap going over my skincare routine at 40. Now that I have turned 40, I feel like I really know what I want from my skincare. I'm really set with my routine. I'm really happy with it. My skin looks and feels better than ever. I have been through a lot of skincare in my time. I've tried a lot of skincare. I get sent a huge amount of skincare. I'm very lucky in that way that I get to try a lot of products. So I really know that these are the absolute creme de la creme, the ones that if I run out of all my skincare tomorrow, these are the number one products that I would pick up in every skincare category. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, let's just recap. I know I've told you about my skincare routine before, but let's refresh. It's been a while since I did a skincare video. So let's go over my AM, PM and weekly routine quickly before we dive into my favorite products. So as I said, I am 40 years old. I have an almost completely normal skin type. I hate that expression, but I guess the better term is a balanced skin type. I don't have any excessive oiliness. I don't have any dryness or dry spots. I don't have acne or acne scarring or especially textured skin. I know, it feels like I'm showing off. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to give you the tea on my skin type so you can make choices as to whether these products are going to be as great for you as they have been for myself. But if it makes you feel better, I do have rosacea, so that is something, isn't it? I do have quite a lot of redness on my cheeks. I also have some melasma that gets a lot worse if I'm not very careful in the summer months. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea as to what I'm targeting. But my main goal when it comes to skincare is I want my skin to feel and look super beautiful and glowy and fresh and youthful, and obviously have an anti-aging focus when it comes to skincare. Also, I guess it's important to know that I don't do any sort of cosmetic treatments, anti-aging cosmetic treatments. I don't have any filler or Botox or anything like that yet. I've never done any kind of, cosmetic peel or anything like that. That's not to say that I wouldn't do in the future. It's not on my radar. It's not something I'm currently wanting or thinking about, but yeah, there's no Botox or anything like that on this face just yet. I also just want to state for the record, I am in no way a skincare expert. I don't have a special interest in skincare either. I really don't understand ingredients and all of that stuff. I rely heavily on other people to teach me about that and to tell me what products I should be using, and my absolute favorite skincare experts or skinfluencers are James Welsh and also the amazing Caroline Hirons, and I really heavily these days rely on Caroline's Skin Rocks app. Whenever I'm looking at skincare, I want to try out a new product, I'm straight on that app, okay? It's so good. If you also don't know anything, you're a skincare dummy like me, please download that app. It's free and it's so helpful. But let's get into this AM routine. So I don't cleanse in the morning. Whether or not you want to or need to is going to be down to your skin type and just your preference. I, like I said, have a balanced or normal skin type, so I don't feel like I need to cleanse in the morning. If you have an oilier skin type, you will very likely want / need to. If you have a very dry skin type, then you are probably going to be best off not cleansing in the morning. So my first step in the morning is toner. I start off with toner, then I do a day serum, then an eye cream, and then a moisturiser, and then follow that with my SPF. I don't always split those two products out. I would say in the winter, I typically just use moisturiser and I don't use an SPF. We have a very low, like 0 UV index here in the UK in the winter, so I don't feel the need to use a standalone SPF throughout the winter months. In the spring, I will typically start using a moisturiser with SPF in it, like a twofer, and then in summer, I will go all out with SPF 50 every single day. And I do try to find an SPF that is very moisturizing, so it still like skips a step. I like to do as minimal steps as possible, but that is my AM routine. Pretty short, pretty quick, which is what I like. in the mornings. You know, I don't want a 20-step routine in the mornings. How I look at things is I brutalize my skin at nighttime. All of my treatments, all of the harsh active ingredients I do at nighttime, and then in the morning I apologize for it with my AM routine. So my PM routine is definitely a lot longer. For me, PM skincare is self-care. I enjoy it. It's a whole experience, like being at the spa. I take care of myself and then I put myself to bed at approximately 9:30. That's a lie. I get into bed about that time and then I read for like hours. But my PM routine starts with a double cleanse. So the first cleanse being makeup removal and then a more traditional cleanse of the skin. I then usually go in with micellar water just to get every scrap of makeup off, anything that might remain, anything I haven't done an especially thorough or good job of, making sure I get all around my ears, neck, anywhere where there might be scraps of something left. Usually there isn't, but I do like to run a cotton pad and some micellar water over my skin before we move on. I then use my lash serum. I then go in with a PM serum. And then 4 times a week, I will skip out PM serum for retinol. I then go in with my PM eye cream and my moisturiser, and then lip scrub and lip mask. So that is my PM skincare routine. Much more comprehensive, much more active, much more there to really tackle skincare concerns, essentially for the most part anti-aging. And then as far as other bits, treatments, masks, etc., I kind of do these just whenever I feel like it. Again, masks I pretty much use as like self-care. I do exfoliate a good couple of times a week, and then I'll use another mask of whatever type a couple of times a week, and I use LED light therapy about 3 or 4 times a week. And that is pretty much all of my skincare routine that I do on the regular basis. I've had this routine down for absolutely years. And while the products I use, I might find a new product that I like, or I might be trying out new products, those steps always stay the same, and they have done for years now. So now let's get on to the specific products. I'm going to be sharing my absolute #1 that I have ever tried in every one of those steps that I have just talked about. I try a lot of skincare. I get gifted a lot of skincare. I hate saying that. I feel like it really sounds very boastful, and I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to show off. Actually, it's a lot of work to get through it all, but that means that I get to try every single time I, run out of moisturizer or serum, I try a different one, and therefore I have tried a huge amount of skincare, and I really know what I like, what I don't, and what the #1 ever that I have tried. I've probably tried, I don't even want to say a number. It's got to be 20, 30 more in every single one of these categories of products that I have used or tried over the years. So I have a very good range of experience to draw from. So these products are really creme de la creme. So let's go in order of the routine, starting off with my AM routine. And the toner that I love more than any others is the REN Ready Steady Glow AHA toner. This is a daily AHA toner. I just really like this because it's sort of mild enough to use daily, but it's strong enough that it actually does something, if that makes sense. You might, if you have especially sensitive skin or you're not used to using, a sort of exfoliating toner, then you might want to start off a bit slower than every day and then build up. This just leaves my skin really glowing, really smooth, and I love it. It's my favorite. I've used a lot of toners over the years, and this is the one that I would repurchase if I ran out. Next up, my day serum. My absolute favorite day serum is the SKII Treatment Essence. I love this one so much. I have noticed such a big difference to my skin since I found this, and I've been using this now like solidly for a year, and I actually won't try any other daytime serums at all because I need this one. If I want to try out a new serum, I combine it rather than skip out on this one, because it's just given my skin such a beautiful, smooth and glowing texture. I absolutely love it. Not a day goes by when I don't use it. It's very, very thin, like water, so it absorbs very, very quickly. I don't have to hang around with a really heavy serum, which I would prefer for the evening. This is into my skin and doing its thing very, very quickly. And that is really important for me in the morning because I'm just always in a rush. When it comes to eye cream, again, eye cream is something that I have really tried a lot of over the years. And I've very much like to use a treatment eye cream, you know, that targets lines and wrinkles in the evening. In the daytime, I essentially want wakening up, okay? I want a really fresh, awakening feeling under the eyes. You don't need to use separate eye cream. You can just use your serums and your face cream under the eyes, but I really like this extra step. And this one is unbelievable. This is the Cos RX eye cream. It is the Snail Peptide eye cream, and it is just dreamy for daytime. It is the most refreshing, awakening feeling. It's so light. It's never going to mess with makeup, concealer, anything like that. It is incredibly hydrating, very cooling and fresh, and very lightweight. It is just literally everything you could want from a daytime eye cream. I don't think it's going to especially help me, you know, avoid lines and wrinkles or anything like that, but that's what I want my nighttime eye cream for. You know, in the daytime, I just want to really moisturize and prep my skin, and my skin to feel really hydrated and ready for the day and ready for makeup. And that one, it's amazing. It literally, I swear, it's like the equivalent of 3 cups of coffee. I'm awake, I'm ready, I'm fresh. I feel like I've had 12 hours of sleep, even though I've probably had 4 or 5. Now, my favorite day cream is a fairly recent discovery, and it's the Skin Rocks moisturizer. I have the one that does have fragrance in. You can get fragrance free. Flippin' love that Caroline does that. But the one with fragrance does not smell like it has fragrance. It doesn't smell like perfume. It smells just like beautiful skincare. It just smells very fresh and light, and it's not overwhelming of a fragrance at all. I love it. This is such a good daytime moisturizer. It is so hydrating. You know, I put this on, what time is it? At least 3 hours ago now, and my skin is still feeling the hydration from this moisturizer. It is unbelievably moisturizing, yet fully absorbs into the skin very, very quickly. It does not sit on top of the skin. It never causes problems with makeup or with SPF going on top of it. It is somehow the richest, most hydrating moisturizer, but also the lightest and fastest absorbing that I've tried. It's unreal. It's ridiculously good. I know that for me, I'm not someone who gets excited by skincare typically, but that moisturizer is exciting because it is just absolutely perfect. So hydrating and moisturizing. My skin feels amazing, full of moisture, but it's not sitting on top of my skin. It is gone, and I love that for me. Now, for a standalone SPF, again, something I've tried a lot of, and I do go through them really quickly, so I get to try quite a lot. But my absolute favorite currently is the La Roche Posay. I mean, a lot of the SPFs I've ever tried, I say like my top 5, 3 of them are going to be La Roche Posay. They just make the best SPFs there are. This specific one is the Ultra Long UVA Protection Anthelios UVMune 400. It is, of course, factor 50 plus. It's so nice, and the thing that I especially love about this is it's really hydrating. So this is one of those SPFs that I was talking about that I can skip moisturizer and just go in with this. If I have time, I'll do both all day long. But if I'm in a rush and I want to go, you know, pretty much straight into makeup, I will skip moisturizer and just use this because it's hydrating enough for my skin, and I get that factor 50 SPF. It's not greasy, but it also doesn't mattify my skin. It just has a really nice finish, which I appreciate. It's kind of smack down the middle. Just looks like I've got a beautiful, freshly applied moisturizer, but it's not oily or greasy. Makeup goes beautifully on top of it as well, as long as you give it a moment to absorb. Really, really nice, really lightweight, really easy to apply the right amount, and it absorbed really nicely, and you not to end up greasy, oily, and then have everything pilling on top of it. It's amazing. Now, I wasn't going to include a lot of body care, and I'm not going to because, one, I don't do a lot of body care. That's number one. But the focus of this video is very much facial skincare. But I wanted to include kind of the one like actual body skincare thing that I do, because I typically only use, a lot of the time, fragrance moisturizers. You know, if I'm moisturizing on a daily basis, especially in the daytime, I will always go in with a fragranced moisturizer, which isn't exactly skincare. It's just making you smell nice and giving you a bit of hydration. It's not sort of really doing much of a job. It just smells beautiful, and that's typically what I use. And when it comes to like shower gels, body cleansers, body wash, anything like that, I really just don't care. I will use anything that I can get my greedy little mitts on. The one thing I do that is like skincare for the body is the Cerave SA cream. So this is the SA Smoothing Cream. And I love this. If you get the bumps, the bumpiness on your arms, and I'm sick of it, I can't stand it. I want silky smooth arms, especially once summer comes around. We haven't got sleeves anymore to hide it. I want my skin to feel like butter, you know? And this is the most effective moisturizer for getting rid of that bumpiness and evening out the texture of your body that I've ever tried, and it's really affordable. I like this one that comes in the tub. It absorbs really nicely. It doesn't sort of take 10 minutes to work it in like a lot of those smoothing creams do in my experience. This is literally all I do for my body. The rest of it is just to make it smell as good as possible. Okay, so moving on to the heavy duty products that I use in the evening. So my absolute favorite makeup remover, of which I've probably purchased, gotta be coming up to double figures at this point. You guys, I'm sure you know, it's the Farmacy Green Clean. I have used so many makeup removers over the years, so many. I've tried all of the top ones that are very, very popular. I always come back to this one. Whenever I try a new makeup remover, if I get sent one or I'm just trying one out, I find it painful. Every time I'm just wishing I had this and I was just using this one again. And recently there have been several that I've discarded halfway through without finishing them up because I can't stand just not using this. Whenever I'm using another one, I'm working it into the skin and thinking, I just want the green clean. I just want the green clean. Nothing else is as good. I've recently forced my mother to buy this and she is loving it as well. Sorry, it's so disgusting. It starts off as like a solid. It is an oil cleanser, but it basically starts off as a balm that just dissolves so easily. You know, some of these balms, they start off quite solid and it kind of takes a bit of work to actually get it to melt. This is literally, you know, I will smear, that's a lovely word, I will smear a little bit of this, you know, on each cheek and the forehead, and you know, just by doing that it turns into a liquid. There's no working it into the skin, it turns into a liquid. It gets rid of the like 15 layers that I like to do of mascara like this, waterproof mascara. Nothing is a challenge. It gets everything off very, very quickly. It leaves no residue, which is another thing that I've experienced with a lot of these cleansing balms or oils. They just leave something on the skin. This, everything is gone in seconds. You work it into your makeup and literally a wipe of a flannel or a sploosh of some water and everything is gone. It's just so much easier. It smells very pleasant. It does not irritate my eyes whatsoever if it gets in my eyes. It's the perfect makeup remover. I've tried so many, nothing comes close to that one, and I'll die on that hill. So for my second cleanser after I have removed the majority of my makeup, my absolute favorite ever is the Tatcha Matcha cleanser. And it's not just because it rhymes, that is part of it, but this is just so light and gentle. This is almost completely gone. I think I've got 3 uses left. This really surprised me. I haven't loved all of Tatcha's cleansers, but this one I love. It's a gel-like consistency or texture, which I really like because it's just very light. You know, the Farmacy Beauty gets all of my makeup off. I don't need to do any more makeup removing. I just want to cleanse my skin, and it's so light, it's so gentle, it's completely fragrance free, so there's no annoying perfume. I've, you know, got this, I will like massage this into my eyeballs kind of, not for torture reasons, but just, you know, to make sure that all the mascara is off and all of that area is completely clean. And I've never had a single bit of stinging or irritation or redness. It is so gentle, yet it does the job so nicely. It's just so light and pleasant to use. And I don't feel like my skin is completely dried out after I've used it, which I really like. It's not sort of stripping my skin or anything like that. It's just a really nice, gentle, good cleanser. So next I'll go in with micellar water and a cotton pad just to really make sure every last little scrap is off. Micellar water, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that they're all wildly different, but the one that I really like the most is the Cerave one. I just don't think we should be spending a lot of money on micellar water. It does a very basic job, especially for me. You know, I'm double cleansing and then I'm going in with a whole evening of skincare. I don't need it to do wild things. I just need it to check every last scrap. This one glides really smoothly over the skin. It's very light. It doesn't have fragrance. And that is literally all I ask of my micellar water. And this is a really nice, but pretty simple product. Next, I use my eyelash serum, which isn't strictly skincare, but I thought we'd just recap. And that is very much a product that I use in my skincare routine. And you guys know I'm obsessed with the Glow For It lash serum. I've purchased 4 or 5 of these. I was gifted one when I did a collab with them after they had seen my results, not before, and I love it. They have reformulated and I think this one is even better. I've definitely noticed my lashes have sort of, you know, they had sort of just been on a level since I got all the initial growth, and now I definitely feel like they've started to grow again with the new reformulation. It's given them a little bit of a boost. But yeah, so after everything is off of my skin, I know that eyelid area is completely bare of product. I go in with my lash serum. My favourite evening serum is the Lancome Renergie. This is so nice. I basically alternate between this in the evenings and my retinol, which we'll talk about next. This is hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and ferulic acid. It's just a very light weight serum that does everything I want it to do. It's got some really nice brightening ingredients in there and it's gentle. You know, if I'm alternating with retinol, I don't want to be stripping and really harshly attacking my skin every single night. Sometimes I do, but I'll use this when I still want to maintain and I still want to achieve something, but I don't want it to be super harsh and I don't want it to be causing, you know, cell turnover. I want a day off of that. This is my favorite one. It's really, really good for brightening the skin, evening discoloration, and it's a really nice, quick absorbing, lightweight serum, which is exactly what I want from my serums. When it comes to retinol, my absolute all-time favorite, again, it's the Skin Rocks. They're such great ingredients and products from this brand. You just get exactly what it says on the tin. No messing around, nothing in there that doesn't need to be. That's unnecessary. Amazing packaging, and all of these Skin Rocks products have these amazing little caps that show you exactly how much you need to use. So you pump into the little circle on the cap and then you just dot that all over your skin. I absolutely love this. I use Retinoid 2. I really, really need them to come out with number 3. I'm ready to step this up. I took quite a long break from using retinol before I started using this, and the change in my skin over the first few weeks was so beautiful. Just the evening out and the texture of my skin there was a really big noticeable difference as to what the texture and how juicy and fresh my skin was looking. Was beautiful. I absolutely love this one. It's potent. It does what you need a retinol to do, but no irritation. Even though I was kind of starting again on my retinoid journey, it didn't ever irritate my skin. I never got peeling. I never got a lot of redness, even though I started on Retinoid 2, which was amazing. I did start off using it like once or twice a week and then built up to now probably it's every other day, 3 or 4 times a week. I love it. It does exactly what it says on the tin. You can really trust Skin Rocks as a brand, and my skin has never looked better. Now for my nighttime eye cream. This is an eye cream that I don't actually currently have because I have a lot to try and a lot that I'm using, and so I haven't repurchased this one, but my favorite ever PM eye cream is the Kate Somerville line release. Any Kate Somerville eye cream, they are very expensive, but they are totally worth it. They really do make a big difference. A few years ago now, maybe even like 4 or 5 years ago, I really went on a mission to find a really powerful eye cream because I was really, I remember seeing a photo that I was like grinning in, and I had so many crow's feet, they were really pronounced, and I was like shocked, and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to do something about these lines, these crow's feet. And so I did a lot of research and basically found that, you know, a lot of people swear by Kate Somerville eye creams, especially for targeting those crow's feet and those lines around the eyes. And so I started using it, and literally within a few weeks there was such a noticeable difference as how my lines looked. I've never looked back, honestly. I keep trying others. I always use an anti-aging, you know, line smoothing nighttime eye cream, but this is the best one with the most dramatic results that I've ever tried. It's always the one that I'll go back to. It's expensive. Always try and get as much of a discount or wait for a sale if you can, but I think it's totally worth it because the results are actually there and the ones that you want. But you will need to use it consistently over a good amount of time to really see a big improvement when it comes to anything really, but especially when it comes to targeting lines and wrinkles. It's taken me 40 years to put them on my face, so they're not going to be gone in a few days, you know? I mean, they're not going to be gone at all, ever. But, you know, slightly better is what the goal is. Now, when it comes to PM moisturiser, all I ask of it is to give me the maximum hydration. You know, I've brutalized my skin, I've stripped it, I've exfoliated it, I've got my cells turning over. There's a lot been done to my face when it comes to the end of the day. So all I want from my moisturiser in the PM is just to really hydrate everything, keep my skin alive over the night. And I want to wake up in the morning not feeling dry. I don't want my skin to feel tight when I wake up. I want to wake up and feel like my skin is still being cared for and it's ready to start the day. Of course, I'm going to go in with my AM routine, but I don't want to wake up feeling like I'm screaming out for moisture. I need my moisturiser to moisturize for as long as my eyes are closed, is what I'm saying. And my absolute favourite is the Mizon Snail all-in-one Snail Repair Cream. So this is one of that Snail Mucin moisturisers. If you don't want to feel like you're literally rubbing a snail all over your face, avoid this one, okay? I've tried all different versions and brands of these Snail Mucin moisturisers, and this is my favourite because some of them feel too snaily. For me, it very much feels exactly like what it is, and I don't love that. I don't love to feel like so snaily. I like to feel like just the lightest, most hydrating, beautiful, fresh skin. That's what I want to feel like. I want it to be very light. This one doesn't have the stretchiness that some of them do. I think it's the Cos RX one, the 92 Snail, whatever that one's called. It's especially snaily, that one. So I don't love the feeling of it. I don't love that when I, you know, dip my finger in the pot, it sort of stretches out. This one is maximum hydration without feeling over the top snaily, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. I've just applied a bit to my hand here. It feels delightful, but it's, you know, absorbs nicely, but it really does stay incredibly hydrating and fresh and cooling and soothing on the skin. And I wake up in the morning, you know, feeling like the moisturiser has only been on for a couple of hours, rather than my skin feeling like it sucked all the life out of the moisturiser half the night ago. It really does hydrate all night long. It absorbs really nicely as well. So again, it's not so heavy on my skin that I feel like I'm a side sleeper. I don't want to roll over and, you know, the pillow steal all my cream. You know, I want it to absorb nicely, but stay hydrating the whole night. I really am realizing during this video that I don't ask for a lot, do I? But this is my absolute favorite. So hydrating, cooling, freshening. I love it, but not too greasy or unpleasant of a texture. And then for my lips, a duo that I've been repurchasing and restocking on for years, the MAC lip scrub and the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I have tried so many different lip scrubs. This one is perfect. It's neither too harsh nor does nothing. I feel like every other lip scrub I have tried apart from the MAC is either like hurting my lips to use it, and then it leaves sand all over your face and you need to wipe it off, which is annoying, or it just does nothing, it's too weak. This one is the perfect middle ground. It breaks down into an oil as you're using it, so it does a really good job of exfoliating your lips, and then it breaks down into an oil, so you don't need to wipe it off at all. It literally absorbs and turns into an oil, and then I go over the top with a Laneige. I use this duo every single night on my lips, and sometimes in the mornings as well if I'm going makeup free, and my lips have never been happier. So let's move on to the treatments. My absolute all-time favorite exfoliating product is the Good Molecules pineapple exfoliating powder. I love this stuff. This is my original one. It is nearly out now. I will need to repurchase. It's literally right at the bottom. I've been using this for years. It is literally a very fine powder, and you just use a tiny bit and you can really tailor it to what you want. So you can use as much powder and as much water, and you basically make a paste. It's fun. It's like when you were a child and you stole your mum's shampoo and talcum powder and you made a potion in the sink. It takes me back to those days. I will basically use, a little bit of powder and a few drops of water to make quite a thick paste. But if your skin is more sensitive, or you're using it more often, or you just want a more gentle exfoliation, you just use more water, less powder. If you want to go to town, more powder, less water. So you can really tailor it to what you want and what your skin is saying to do, which I love. And it lasts forever because you're only using a small amount of powder and you get a lot in here. It's 60 grams of product, really generous when you're only using a tiny amount. It lasts a very, very long time. It's very effective. You really notice the difference after you've used this, but it is quite gentle as well. You don't need to leave it on the skin, you just massage it into the skin literally for a couple of minutes and then rinse it right off. No waiting, no messing about, beautifully exfoliated skin. I love it. A couple of masks I absolutely love. First up, the Dr. Sam's Flawless Revival mask. You can see I'm literally scraping the barrel of this at this point. I'm having to, fold it over to get any out. I need a new one. If you have damaged your skin barrier, if you have sunburn, if your skin is just feeling like you've been doing too much, if you're feeling very, very dry and sensitive, whatever you've done to your skin, this is the best thing you could give to it. Whenever I've damaged my barrier, which I have done a few times over the years, this has saved it like nothing else. It's so good. I will whack this on. I use this as well when I haven't damaged my barrier, just to give my skin a really good caretaking, making up job. If I've been going to town with some actives, I feel guilty and I want to treat it real nice. I don't want something that's active. I don't want to go in with something maybe I've just exfoliated. I want something gentle. It's really just going to give your skin a lot of care and TLC and really load it up with really skin caring ingredients rather than anything that's stripping or harsh. This is what I go for. It has saved my skin. It's so hydrating. Got a lot of niacinamide in here, 10%. And if your skin is stressed or angry or upset, it is a real lifesaver. The other mask that I'm really loving at the moment is the Fenty Cookies and Clean. This is like a mud mask and I just love this. A lot of masks for me are self-care and they're just fun. This mask is actually really fun. I love using it. It really does leave my skin really nicely deep cleansed. This is a mud mask. Can you see in that it has those specks? The texture is a very heavy sort of mousse feeling. And you massage this into the skin and it goes from this color, the beads all sort of burst and it turns like black into like a really lovely heavy clay mask that does an excellent job of just drawing out impurities and really deep cleansing your skin. And I just love using it. It's so fun to me, like massaging it in and the color changing. It feels so lovely on the skin and my skin feels amazing afterwards. And I just really enjoy using it. It's not super hard to get off, which a lot of clay masks can be. And I really enjoy it. It has a very light, barely there fragrance as well, which I really like. If I'm doing masks, I don't want to necessarily smell like I've got perfume all over my face. I really like it. It's very light, very easygoing for a clay mask, and I've been really enjoying it. And now my absolute favorite #1 skincare gadget is the Current Body LED light mask. I have done a whole video about this. This was gifted to me, and I used it for a good amount of time before I did my collab with them, and I kind of learned all I needed to about how to use it and got really used to it. Now I've been using this, I mean, ever since I first worked with them. I don't know, I feel like saying a year, it's probably actually 2, because time just flies. I don't know if this is you, but whenever I think something was a year ago, it ends up being at least 2 years. I've been using it a very long time is what I'm saying. And probably between that and retinol, those are the 2 things that have made the most difference to my skin. The skin texture, the color, the pigment, the evenness of tone, the lines, fine lines and wrinkles. If you're gonna do, you know, a couple of things for your skin and you're gonna invest in a couple of things, invest in a LED light mask and invest in a really good retinoid or retinol product. That's my 2 top tips. I use that mask now probably 3 times a week, I would say, and it's like 10 minutes. You know, I will whack it on while I'm relaxing, and it's actually quite a relaxing experience. It's kind of a little warming, but it doesn't feel hot. It's quite relaxing. I could easily go to sleep with it on, to be honest. And I love chasing my children around the house with it as well. Side little bonus there. But the difference to how even my tone is to my melasma as well, if it develops throughout the summer, it really helps to even that back out and cancel that back out. It really has helped my rosacea, and it's very, very powerful as far as reducing and minimizing lines and wrinkles. It's so good, clinically proven, and I wouldn't be without it now. I would absolutely repurchase that tomorrow if something happened to mine. It's just become a necessary part of my skincare, which I really thought it was one of these things that's like, it's very gimmicky, but it actually really does work. It really does do what it claims to do. I absolutely swear by it. Between retinol and my LED light mask, those are the 2 things that I feel like out of this whole video are the most powerful when it comes to anti-aging, as well as SPF, although that's more preventative than it is curing. Whew. So there you have it. That is every single #1 skincare product in each category that I have found in my 40 years on this earth. Please let me know some of your absolutely favorite skincare items in the comment section down below. What have you found over the years that really, really works for you? Give us your recommendations in the comment section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.